This is Maximus Analysis here for May 5th, 2016, and we're looking at the ES on the daily time frame. Right now, we did not want these lows to get broken. We did not want these highs also to not be respected. So we'll continue to watch. Again, really want to see where they close this week. So going on the weekly time frame, again, we can see the lower high has taken place. What we want to see is what the volume looks like. I mean, it's very close, so we'll see what they look like tomorrow. Again, I have been very cautious in doing full size positions right now, even the ones that are doing well. I've been very cautious with just going full size. I'd rather scale in, and if I miss an opportunity, that's fine too, because of the way the volatility has been moving. But we want to see if they're going to hold this 2026 area. Is it 2026? 2026, I think, is the ES monthly low. That is a low that we really want to see because of last month. If you look last month on the ES monthly, and this is something you should do, you will see that the volume was very low last month and it gave an indecision candle. So we do not want them to break and close below that this month. So just keep that in the back of your head to make sure we're looking at the big picture, and see how this candle closes for this week, especially options expiration. I'm not even going to worry about that right now, because the volatility has been, damaging to both sides. Let's look at the NQ, and on the daily time frame, we're right at that 4,300 level that we spoke about yesterday, and we want them to hold. If they break down below that 4,300, we're looking at 42.58. And then we'll also look to see what's going to happen on the 16th of this month. We're going to kind of keep that in mind. The YM, let me look at the NQ on the weekly time frame as well, and you can see that this one is actually broken down worse than all the other ones, and it's actually continuing from last week, going for last week's low as well. So one to really be careful going extra long, but again, aggressive time frame. Either you go aggressive 30-minute, 60-minute, 120-minute, or you go higher time frame, weekly, monthly right now, because the daily is giving you a lot of noise that is very unfortunate at this time. But again, it is what it is, and we have to trade accordingly. So just giving that advice. CL did something pretty nasty today. So it looks like, again, it looked like they were going to go for more upside potential and break this at this 200-day moving average. They got right back up to this 42.16 level, which the high was 40. What was the high? 46.07. So within a couple, 5 ticks, and then roll back over. So I don't know if we're going to have more lower. We're going to have some more downside potential with this one. We'll make sure we look at the weekly time frame as well to really say, okay, we're going up. We're a little bit, from these lows, which was around $26. We're up about, 18, 20 bucks already. Want to see what they start looking at, and if they break a low here, how it's going to perform. So we'll continue to watch that. Again, a break of this weekly low of 43.22 next week would be something that I would be looking at. Let's look at some names, and one of the first names that probably is definitely going to pop up in everybody's mind is Tesla. So Tesla took a pretty bad move from the earnings, and we have to see how it closes. This candle does look really bad. Again, they broke above this. It came support. I don't think you should treat it the same. Again, you don't treat support and resistance levels the same just because it tapped it. It came very close again. So want to see where it opens. If it gets to that psychological level of 200, that would be a huge thing to see. And again, the one before that we need to see is the 203.63 level that we want to see going on. So we'll continue to watch that and go from there. We have Amazon. Again, was off a little bit, and it's off about 12 bucks for today. But here's what we need to watch. We need to watch this weekly time frame and kind of see where we're having here. So look at what's going on here. We have a shooting star coming up close to near the highs. We'll see what happens with a break of a low and continue to look at these things moving forward. So also looking at the IWM, kind of has the same type of on the weekly time frame. It's breaking down a little bit, breaking down similar to the QQQ, and came right at this. You see these lows right here. This is where it rolled again. So again, it needs to hold this 200-day moving average, and then we'll continue to see, because it breaks that, and we can have some targets for continued weakness. Another name that I'm going to add on to things is actually ACAD. So ACAD on the daily is a pharmaceutical company, and they're kind of breaking down in a bad way. But they need to hold things, and I'll show you why. So the next level they need to hold is basically this 2317 level. That puts it probably 2317 around here. Okay, this was a level that they broke down from. I want to see what it does holding that level. But if you could look again, time frames make a lot. The weekly is showing some really bad action here with up, moving volume. And if this one continues down, as weird as it sounds, I'm looking at like a 13 buck, type of target on this. So again, you can scale into the position, scale out the position based on how your strategies, but you want to make sure you're still looking at that big picture. So we'll continue to see how they open tomorrow, going back to the ES. Going back to the ES on the daily, we have our levels, which we've been looking at, which is 2059, 2048, and 2036.75. So we're going to watch to see where this closes and opens, and just kind of go from there. So take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.